Howdy ho, everyone. It's me, Ashley Branch, your favorite friendly neighborhood mom and the creator of the Mommylogeauxs, bringing you Women, Wives, and Moms podcast. Get into it. Howdy ho, everybody. It's me, Ashley Branch, your favorite friendly neighborhood mom, the creator of the Mommylogeauxs, and this podcast, Women, Wives, and Moms. We're still on the 30 days of the Mommylogeauxs. We're still on Aubrey. We're ending her reign, okay? And then soon will come in the Leo baby, Frankie, because her birthday is coming up. And that's how I'm going to do it, because I can, I guess. That's how I thought of it. It made sense in my head. Anyway, if you are a parent, you know that homework is a point of contention with any child. I don't know any child that's like extremely excited to do homework. I'm sure they exist, just not in my house. Nobody, not even my husband. We have meetings about the homework and we go in a room in the back and we discuss it. It's mostly 4-letter curse words, but it's discussed, okay? Because we're discussing it. Anyway, but since we're talking about Aubrey, we're going to discuss how homework, it's not even a point of contention. I don't have the actual words for it. It's exhausting. It's draining. And I think homework is stupid. As an educator and a parent, homework is just dumb. Why are we doing this? I taught you it. We went over it in class. And then you got to do it again at home. I don't like it. I don't like the model for it. It's like, do work, then go home and do more work. And that's just not, I'm not a fan of it. And I said, on Sundays, today is Sunday, I'm going to kill any, fantasy, TV fantasy or whatever. I'm going to just break that fourth wall. Today is Sunday, and on Sundays we drink mimosas. So, cheers. Okay, that is champagne and grapefruit juice. But anyway, homework after a long day of being at school, both she and I, and, just want to come home and not have to do anything else is so draining. So we started discussing things with teachers. Some things just don't get done. Okay, so I'm gonna, there's no real particular story here, but I'm just giving tips at this point, and it just so happens to include Aubrey. So I noticed some days when we do homework together, she's engaged, she's excited, she knows what she's talking about, and we get done. If we start homework, if I'm teaching, I pick them up at about 4 o'clock. We get home at about 4:15. I give them some time to kind of gather themselves. And about 4:30, we'll start homework. But some days we start homework and we don't finish till 8 o'clock, 8:30. And I'm like, what is going on? Now, before I figured out, the whole ADHD thing and everything else, I was just like, something, like you try to explain to your child, like, the more you do this, the longer it takes. The more breaks you get, the longer it takes. So I talked to my pediatrician, and she was like, we have tear-free homework. Because, like, some days it's just not worth the stress and the drama. Like, some days just like, nah, I'm good. So one day, first before I go there, pay attention to the things your kids are excited to do. For Aubrey, it's math. It's always math. She loves numbers. She those numbers come quick. But as soon as we do something ELA, English language arts based, we don't like it. English, social studies. Science and math is something that she really enjoys. But English and social studies is a lot of reading and writing, and she doesn't care for that. So one day, it was a very English heavy homework day. And I noticed while we were inside, she seemed anxious and nervous and agitated. And so I took it outside. If you live somewhere where outside isn't the best place to be, open a window or wherever, because we live in New Orleans and sometimes the weather is beautiful and sometimes it's just hot. And it gets cold here sometimes. But more times than not, it's humid and it's hot. You got to contend with the mosquitoes. But we took it outside and we sat at this very table. And these chairs rock. So that helps, right? We're moving our bodies and we're doing work. I'm thinking this is going to help. We're rocking, okay? We're moving the body. But then I noticed this distant blank stare in her eyes, right? It's called disassociation, meaning she probably just checked out. She went somewhere else. She wasn't here. I have a teacher, a friend of mine, that calls it the OJ state of mind. And the OJs was a music group, and they had a song, and the words go, "Your body is here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town." Knowing Aubrey, it's in another galaxy, okay? She don't want to do it. She checked out. She went somewhere she wanted to be. And I'm like, "Aubrey, let's do this." And I know she's not paying attention when I'm sitting next to her, and she goes, "Huh?" So I started noticing that. Another thing that made homework bad for us is that I get frustrated. And when I get frustrated and I've reached my limit of things that I can deal with, everybody in the house knows it. Everybody can feel it. And I just throw my hands up and I'm like, "I can't do it. I can't." And I do it in front of her, which makes her even more anxious. Thankfully, my husband steps in if it's English or science. Not so much math, but that new math got us for a loop. I ain't gonna lie. But at least I have somebody to step in and help. So that's good. But pay attention to your kid, man. Like Aubrey will check out and I just be like, she's not doing anything because she's not here. She's not willing to do it. So sometimes I'll write the teacher a note, or I'll just say, we're going to take this L today. I'm not going to force my child through homework. It's too much. It makes them hate school. It makes me hate school. Like, you know what? Forget school. Forget it. We're not doing homework no more. We're just going to homeschool you, and we're going to learn how to count and do science through the garden because it seems more peaceful that way. So pay attention to your child. But we're sitting at the table and she's rocking and she's doing her homework and I'm thinking I'm doing a good job. And I turn my back for 2 seconds and now she's on top of the table doing the homework. And I'm like, "Aubrey, how can you even see what you're doing?" She's like, "I'm comfortable." And part of me was like, "But no, don't, that's not appropriate." But like, what is? So I let it be. She's doing her homework. She's figuring out a way to do a task that she doesn't want to do, but she figured out how to do it the way she wants to do it. So you got to compromise, parents. They're not going to sit still. They might have to get up a couple of times. They don't want to do it. So if they figure out a way to do it, just let them be. Let them do it. So I say all of that to say this. The things that we find to be important, we have to sit and think, is this really important? If my child misses this homework assignment, what's going to happen? Don't threaten them with homework. Because there's an anxiety that's attached to it. If homework has negative emotions attached to it, they're never going to want to do it. But if homework has understanding and patience and explanations attached to it, breaks even, rewards even. Some people's like, "Oh, that's bribing your child." If I have no other drive to do anything else, I'm not going to want to do it. Well, that's the Spirit Airlines, y'all. It's Spirit flying over. We're going to let it fly. Okay, anyway. So think about when you were a kid. Was homework fun? I bet it wasn't. It's not fun for your kids either. Giving them breaks, giving them allowances, like, hey, just do these last couple of problems and let's call it a night. Pushing your children to do things that they aren't either aren't capable of doing or fully willing to do is going to give a negative connotation to everything surrounding the homework. That's school, that's their teachers, that's anything academic. So find their strengths. Hey, let's do the hard stuff first. That way they still have reserves. When math comes for Aubrey, we do that last. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, now we're done. You do math first. She did the thing that she likes to do first, and now she wants to be done. Hey, Aubrey, we're going to do some English. We're going to take a break. We're going to finish English. We're going to do math. If she has any other homework left to do, I pay attention to how she's reacting. Is she paying attention? Is she receptive? Because me slamming the table and yelling at her, and because all I get is flashbacks. Because we did not have tear-free homework. We did not. So just take those things, take that information, apply it to your kids, apply it to your own life. Because there are a lot of things, especially as adults, that we do that we don't want to do, but we have to. And if you apply a reward to it, if you apply something positive to it, like for me, I don't like actually doing housework, but the reward for me is how my house feels when it's all done. Attach a feeling to it. I ask Aubrey all the time, how do you feel? You got all those answers right. I love it, Mommy. It's a positive feeling, even though initially she didn't want to do it. And especially if you have a child who does struggle with, academics or any kind of neurological or mental thing, you have to make allowances for them. You're not making anything easy for them because it's already hard for them. It's already harder for them than most children. If you make it so that it's more accessible and better for them to understand, you are setting them up to learn how to do the same things when they're on their own instead of always dreading stuff. So that's all I have for that one. Like I always say, be kind to yourself, to others, and to this world, and I will see you on the other side. Because, for audio purposes, this is also on YouTube and Facebook, and the podcast is anywhere you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, any other places? Spotify. So if you see that, it's Podbean, I have to download something. If you have Apple, you don't have to download anything. You just go right to Apple. And right now it is still Mommylogeauxs, Mommylogeauxs. We are in the process of changing it fully to Women, Wives, and Moms. So if you type in Women, Wives, and Moms, you're not going to get it. Type in Mommylogeauxs, Mommylogeauxs. And yes, I will see you on the other side. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning into the Women, Wives, and Moms podcast. Remember, be kind to yourself, to others, and to the world. And I will see you on the other side. Peace. ADHD, y'all. Whoop, whoop.